Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have been watching this show for more years than I can count, sitting right here in my living room, and I have to admit that the current situation with John Finnegan and Steffy Forrester has my head spinning completely. As a man who has seen countless soap opera marriages rise and fall, the sheer emotional weight of what is coming for Finn is almost too much to bear. I look at this poor doctor, returning to Los Angeles with his heart in his hands, desperately hoping to salvage the life he built. And I just feel a profound sense of dread. He is walking into a battlefield where he has already lost, and he does not even know it yet. Does anyone else feel that deep ache in their chest watching a good man fight for a lost cause? When we look at Steffi's current state of mind, the level of fury she is harboring feels entirely out of proportion, even for her. We are hearing that she is not going to forgive him easily, and that her rage upon his return will dwarf whatever anger she showed over the Monaco incident. I sit back and wonder, why is she pushing him away with such absolute ferocity? In my opinion, this explosive anger is not just about Finn's biological mother anymore. It feels like a massive wall she is building to keep him at a distance, a defensive mechanism fueled by something much darker. It makes me question if she is intentionally sabotaging her own marriage just to avoid looking at her own reflection in the mirror. Let us be completely honest with ourselves for a moment and look at Sheila Carter's recent history. Has Steffi been overreacting to Sheila's presence lately? I firmly believe she has. Sheila has actually proven over these past few storylines that she is not the immediate violent threat she once was. We cannot forget how many times she stepped up to save Steffi's life, or how she surprisingly helped Taylor Hayes avoid a tremendous amount of pain. While I agree that Finn desperately needs to establish firmer boundaries with his birth mother, I have to ask, when was the last time Sheila actually harmed anyone? Steffi's refusal to acknowledge any positive change in Sheila feels incredibly petty at this point, almost like she needs a villain to justify her own unhappiness. Watching Finn try to navigate his wife's endless rules is frankly exhausting, and I can only imagine how tired he must feel. He has bent over backward, twisting himself into knots to comply with every single demand Steffi throws his way. But there has to be a breaking point for any man, a moment where the constant threats and ultimatums become too heavy to carry. I sense that Finn is growing deeply weary of walking on eggshells in his own home. It is heartbreaking to watch a husband who loves his wife so purely be treated like a misbehaving child on probation. How long can a marriage survive when one partner holds all the power and the other is constantly begging for forgiveness for simply existing? Now, we come to the absolute bombshell that changes everything. The secret that made my jaw hit the floor. Steffi, the woman who has been judging Finn so harshly, has committed the ultimate betrayal by having a passionate, secret night with Carter. I am still struggling to wrap my mind around the sheer hypocrisy of her actions. While she is publicly crucifying Finn for merely speaking to his mother, she is privately sneaking around and breaking her marriage vows. My disappointment in Steffi is profound right now. It completely shifts the entire dynamic of their relationship, turning her from a righteous victim into a deeply flawed deceiver. Will she ever be able to look Finn in the eye again without drowning in her own guilt? The absolute darkest part of this entire storyline is how Steffi is using her marriage as a shield to hide her unthinkable secret. She is carrying a child, and the terrifying reality is that she does not know if the father is her devoted husband or the man she had an affair with. To watch her actively try to sweep this under the rug, pretending that everything is normal while a ticking time bomb grows inside her, is thoroughly chilling. I find it deeply disturbing that she would manipulate Finn's love and his desperation to save their marriage just to cover up her own infidelity. It makes me wonder if she ever truly respected him, or if he is just a convenient safety net for her chaotic life. My heart completely breaks when I think about Finn's perspective in all of this mess. He is going to believe that his efforts are working, that he is finally breaking through Steffi's icy exterior and repairing their fractured bond. He will likely look at this pregnancy as a miracle, a beautiful fresh start for their family, completely unaware of the poison seeping into the foundation of his home. The tragic irony of a good man celebrating a child that might not even be his is the kind of classic soap opera tragedy that keeps us glued to our screens. I am dreading the moment he smiles at her thinking they have survived the worst, while we all know the true storm has not even begun. Imagine the absolute devastation that is going to unfold in that delivery room or shortly after when the truth can no longer be hidden. When that innocent baby arrives and the features unmistakably point to Carter, the illusion will shatter into a million irreparable pieces. I can already picture the look of pure, unadulterated agony on Finn's face when the realization washes over him. It will not just be the pain of infidelity, it will be the soul-crushing realization that his wife used his love to trap him in a lie. How does a human being recover from that level of psychological manipulation? I fear this will destroy the gentle, caring doctor we have all come to love. This catastrophic revelation will finally strip away the pristine mask Steffy has been wearing for so long, exposing her true face to everyone, especially Finn. For years, she has positioned herself as the moral authority in their relationship, the victim who constantly needs protecting from the big bad wolves of the world. But this betrayal proves that she is capable of inflicting far more damage from the inside than Sheila ever could from the outside. I believe this will completely alter how the audience and her family views her. It is a harsh reality check that the person demanding absolute loyalty was the one who threw it away so carelessly. What makes this impending destruction so incredibly tragic is looking back at everything this couple has already survived. We watched them fight their way back to each other after the horrific alley shooting, a trauma that should have broken them but only made them stronger. They stood united against the strange and unsettling attacks from Luna Nozawa, and they even weathered the emotional confusion of Hope Logan making a move on Finn. They were supposed to be the unbreakable couple, the shining example of enduring love on this show. To see all of that history, all of that hard-fought victory thrown away for a secret affair is just a monumental waste of a beautiful love story. We are all left wondering if the trip to Monaco and the drama with Sheila was the final straw, but I think we now know the truth is much more complicated. Sheila Carter might be the convenient scapegoat, the excuse Steffy uses to justify pulling away, but she is not the real architect of this marriage's demise. The destruction of Shin is an inside job, orchestrated by Steffy's own reckless choices and her inability to handle her own guilt. It is fascinating, in a terribly sad way, to realize that the villain of this chapter is not the woman who shot them, but the woman who swore to love and honor Finn. Do you think Sheila will somehow find out and use this to her advantage? As the rumors swirl about Steffy being serious enough to file for divorce, I have to wonder what the future actually holds for these two. She has threatened to take a break before because of his mother, but this time the finality in the air is suffocating. If she pushes through with a divorce before the baby is born, is she hoping to run away from the consequences of her actions? I strongly predict that the truth will catch up to her, no matter how fast she runs or how many legal papers she files. The ultimate question remains: when the dust settles and the paternity is revealed, will Finn walk away forever, or will his boundless capacity for forgiveness trap him in a toxic cycle once again? I know what I hope he does, but love makes fools of us all.